Hello everyone, welcome back. On my channel, I talked a lot about the voice assistant, and in today's video, I'd like to show you how to set up a Raspberry Pi as a voice assistant. This is a hands-on tutorial per requests from the viewers of my channel. So at first, let's see what you need for this project. You need a Raspberry Pi with a micro SD card, a speaker, audio amplifier, and a microphone. You also need a computer to transfer files to Raspberry Pi. You may also need some LEDs and resistors, but this is optional. You also need a 5-volt DC power supply. One for Raspberry Pi, another one for the audio amplifier. You also need a Python and additional packages which I will talk later. To install Raspberry Pi OS on the micro SD card, we also need a Raspberry Pi imager. To log into Raspberry Pi, we also need Windows Terminal and WinSCP to transfer files too. I use Visual Studio to write the Python script. You can also use other programs. At the end, we also need a Google Gemini API key. Or if you use OpenAI's ChatGPT, you also need an API key for that one too. Now let's look at how can we connect the hardware together. So this is the schematic of the system we are trying to build. You can see here I have Raspberry Pi here. I have two LEDs. One is connected to the pin 24. Another one is on pin 25. I have a 5-volt DC power supply for Raspberry Pi. And for the audio input, I use a mini USB microphone. On the other hand, I have an audio amplifier and a speaker to convert the text to audio. So now let's get back to the bench and see how can we connect everything together. Alright, as you can see, I have everything on my desk. So now let's at first connect the LEDs to the Raspberry Pi. I have a Raspberry Pi pin out over here. So what we need here is Raspberry Pi pin GPIO 24 and 25. As you can see here, 24 is over here. And then 25 is over here. So 24 is actually 18. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's a pin number 9 from the top. So this is going to be over here. So now let's connect that. So that's number 9. And now we connect it to the breadboard. So next thing here, I'm going to use a resistor. A quick note about the breadboard is that if you can see over here on the breadboard, there are 5 pins on a row here. So these 5 pins, they are connected underneath. And the other 5 pins over here is connected underneath here. And then the pins over here is for the power source. You can see here everything next to this blue line here is connected. All the pins along this red line over here is connected underneath as well. Now let's do the LED. A quick note about LED is that we have to connect from the positive to the negative side. So the positive side here is going to be connected to the resistor. And then the negative side here is going to be on the ground. Alright, we are going to do the same thing for the red LED. So this time we're going to use pin 25. "25" is just 2 pins down of 24. And then we need another resistor here for the red LED. Okay, for the red LED, we also connect the positive side to the resistor and the negative side to the ground. Okay, now let's connect the ground pin to the ground of the Raspberry Pi. If you look at the pin out over here, you can see here we have a ground pin over here, so which is 1, 2, 3, 4. So now let's use that. Okay, now we finished this LED part, and we can connect the audio part now. So to use the audio part, I'm going to connect the microphone first. So we're going to use the USB port. Okay, next thing is the speaker here. So I made this wire over here so I can connect this one to the speaker, and then the other end over here I will connect to the audio amplifier. So over here we need a screwdriver. Just make sure that you connect the positive side to the positive and negative side to the negative. If you have two speakers, then this will actually work with two speakers as well. Now we need to connect the audio to the audio jack on the Raspberry Pi. And the next thing here is the power supply here. So we're going to connect the Raspberry Pi to a USB-C power supply. And then we're going to connect the audio amplifier to the 5-volt power supply. This is connected, but I have not turned it on yet. And for the audio amplifier, I have another power supply, which is from a 5-volt power adapter. So now let's connect this one too. So now we are pretty much finished the hardware part. What we need next is to install the Raspberry Pi OS on the SD card. So if you have an SD card slot on your computer, you can use this adapter and you can insert the micro SD card into the adapter here and then use this one on your computer. And if you don't have a SD card slot on your computer, then you will need to use a USB adapter for this. For example, I have something like this. So this works well on the with this one too. Here you can plug this one over here, and then use this on the USB port of your computer. All right, I have my micro SD card on my computer already. Let's go to the Raspberry Pi homepage and download the Raspberry Pi imager. Now let's go to the software section. As you can see here, this is the Raspberry Pi imager. You can download the version for your computer. I have Windows computer, so I'm going to download this one. I did this already, and after downloading, install this software, and then you start this software. So I did this in my previous video, so please check my previous video for the detailed instruction. So over here, I'm just going to start from this page where we are going to choose the device. So I have a Raspberry Pi 4, so I'm going to choose this one and choose OS. So we're going to set up the Raspberry Pi as a headless server. So we're going to choose others and then choose this one here. And the storage is my micro SD card. Okay, next. So over here, we are going to edit some settings, including the name of the Wi-Fi network in your area and the Wi-Fi password. All right, let's do that. Over here, you need to set the host name and username password to log into Raspberry Pi. And you can also add the Wi-Fi name and the Wi-Fi passwords so that the Raspberry Pi will automatically connect to your Wi-Fi network. I'm going to set this up and then I will continue from here. You can also choose the country over here. You can also set a time zone and a keyboard layout over here. I'm going to change this and I will continue to the next tab here. Alright, on this tab over here, we need to enable the SSH so that we can log in without the GUI. And the last tab here, we leave everything as is and then we can save here. And over here, we choose yes. And choose yes to continue. So this will take a little bit of time, so please be patient at this step. Alright, I finished writing the data, so this second step, it will verify the data is correct and complete. So please take a little bit of time here and wait until it is done. Alright, now you can remove the SD card from the computer and then insert that one on the Raspberry Pi. Okay, now we can close this program. We don't need this anymore. Alright, I just switched on the Raspberry Pi. Now let's log in from the Windows computer. It may take a few minutes to boot up for the first time, so give it a few minutes and then log in. Alright, before you log in with SSH, make sure your computer and the Raspberry Pi are both on the same network. So once you have that, then you can use SSH pi at pi4.local to log in. And for the first time, you have to enter yes over here. And enter password. Okay, now we are in. Okay, at first, we need to update our system. And now we need to upgrade. Choose yes. Alright, our system is up to date. Now we can install a firewall. Choose yes here. Now let's allow the SSH. Now let's enable the firewall. Choose yes. Now let's install the Python development tools and the virtual environment. Next, let's create a Python virtual environment in the home directory with this command over here. Now our Python virtual environment is ready. We can check over here. Now you can see our Python virtual environment is ready. Before we activate that, let's install a few packages to deal with the audio file. Choose yes here. Now let's create a project for you. And now let's go to this project folder. And I'm going to create a new project folder called Voice Assistant, VA. Let's go to this folder here. We can activate the virtual environment we created earlier with the source command. Alright, you can see here now we are in the virtual environment. We can now install some Python packages. So I'm going to install the speech recognition package and sound device package and PyAudio package. Please be patient over here, and as this will take a little bit of time depending on the speed of your Wi-Fi network. Alright, we are done here. Now let's install the Google AI package. Don't worry, I have all the commands I used in this video on the GitHub page for this project, so you can find all the commands on my GitHub page. Alright, that is done, so let's install the Google TTS package as well. I'm also installing the Pygame package as well as GPIO0 package to use the LED and play audio file. So that is done here, and now we can copy our Python script from our computer to the Raspberry Pi and try that. I'm going to start the WinICP and we will log into the Raspberry Pi from the WinICP. So this is WinICP, and now we can log into our Raspberry Pi and log in and enter the password. So you can see here now we have our project, VA project, and now we can copy the Python script here to this folder. And we can run this to see if it works. Before that, let me turn on the audio amplifier so we can hear the sound. Hi, Jack, how are you?
As a large language model, I do not possess personal feelings or emotions, so I cannot experience subjective states like well-being or feeling good. I am designed to provide information and assist users to the best of my abilities within the limits of my knowledge and capabilities.
Alright, you get the point. So now you can see it is actually working. So don't worry about these warning messages. I think we just need to install a package over here. Let's install this LGPIO, see how it works. Alright, now let's try again. Hi Jack, how are you?
I am Gemini, a large multimodal model trained by Google. I do not have feelings or emotions and do not have the capacity to experience being well or unwell.
Alright, you can see it is working now without any warning message. Please check out my GitHub page for the commands I used in this video. If you have difficulties with the Python speech recognition part, please check out my previous video. I have a video about that topic. I have a link in the description below. So that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave your questions and suggestions in the comment section below. I will get back to you as soon as possible. Please subscribe to my channel as I have more videos like this coming up very soon. See you next time. Bye bye.